Hi, my name is Joy Victoria, and today on MyAngle, I am so excited for my special guest. She is a two-time Emmy and SAG Award nominated actress, as well as a season regular on the hit show This Is Us. Eris Baker.
Hi.
So how are you doing today, Eris?
I'm doing really good. I started my day off really well. I'm very positive and excited to do this with you.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. So let's just get straight into it. So first of all, it seems like you were like born to be an actress. You're so talented. So tell me, how did you get into acting and what made you want to become an actress?
So I started off really young, and I just loved Disney characters, and I loved watching Disney movies and just dressing up as them and becoming them. And that kind of told me that how I wanted to become characters and portray characters. So, and I told my parents that, and they put me into acting classes, I think when I was about 7 or 8. And then it was actually just super easy from there. I'm super blessed to have a really just a great acting coach at the time, and she introduced me to like agents and managers, and I had to audition for them, and then I got an agent and the manager, and
That's
here I am.
awesome. So do you have any like family in the entertainment industry?
So I do have an uncle who is a director, and
That's awesome.
he was just telling my mom like, "Hey, you got to get this girl in the industry," and
Yeah.
that he kind of like pushed my parents.
Yeah.
Because I think my parents were nervous, like, every little kid wants to be on TV, like that was like their initial thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely pushed them.
So you're on This Is Us. You've been a series regular since it started, correct?
Yes.
So tell me, what was the audition process like for that, and how old were you when you auditioned?
Okay, so the audition process was actually very interesting. I didn't think I was going to get the part of Tess at all, but it was just 2 auditions. It was, of course, the original audition and then a callback audition. And in the callback, I messed up on my line, and I was only 10 at the time, so I didn't think I was going to get it. But then I got it, and I was super surprised.
So was this like one of your first projects auditioning for, or like how experienced were you at the time?
I was not experienced at all. I think I did one Target ad, maybe.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, but this is my first really big booking, and I'm super blessed because I got it only at 10 years old, which is crazy.
Yeah. And I think that goes to show, like, I think a lot of people are scared to start because they think if they don't have any experience,
Right.
they can't book anything or get auditions. But, like, clearly you booked that without having, like, all this experience and stuff.
Exactly. Looking back at just my old audition tapes when I was younger, I'm just like, why did I book anything back then? Like,
Yeah.
it's a journey, honestly. Like for me, to when I was 7 years old, I'm completely different.
Okay, so you had like a big storyline for Tess. I think it might have been like a shocker to a lot of the audience. When you filmed it, it was such an emotional scene. When I watched it, I was just like,
Oh, you
what
watched
is going on? Yes, I watched it, and it was like your acting was amazing, and it was just
you.
like, such a crazy scene. So, what was it like on set when you were filming that? Like, what was the whole atmosphere
Oh
like?
my God, it was amazing, like in the best way, and it was also super emotional. It was amazing because I think it was just a moment that I had with myself, like to really take myself there. I was so proud. Like it was crazy because practicing that scene, I was not crying. I never cried on camera before. That was just
Really?
super, never cried. That was just super hard for me. And I was asking castmates, like, how do you take yourself there? Sterling K. Browne, he plays my father on the show, and I was asking him, like, how do you take yourself there into that moment to really cry and really have that vulnerability?
It's just, I'm sorry I've been so weird lately. I feel uncomfortable around you guys all of a sudden. I have a stomach ache all the time. I don't want to keep secrets.
So that was a super proud moment for me, knowing like that I could take myself there to those moments to actually like cry. That was crazy.
So fast forward to season 4.
Yes.
You had to do something big. Like, you know what they say, when a woman cuts her hair, her life's about to change. So tell me,
Yes.
like, how was that idea brought to you? And what was your reaction?
Okay, so this time my parents told me to come to the living room, and they were like, Eris, we have something to share with you. And I was like, okay, here we go again. You could just see like the fear in their eyes. It was just different. Like I know them. I know my parents. So you can just tell that they were super nervous to just ask me this. And they asked me, well, they told me that the producers want me to cut my hair. And I was just shocked. I was shocked. And I didn't say anything, and I just started crying. And I think I cried because I knew I was going to go through with it. Like I almost knew, like, oh, I'm going to do it. And I think I hated myself for that because my hair was my everything.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot for me, but I did it, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And looking back on that moment, I'm like, you're being selfish. Of course, my opinion matters and my decision matters. But the fact that me cutting my hair could inspire millions of other girls, millions of other just people in general, and to let them know that your hair does not define your beauty. And that's something that I had to learn for myself. Like, I'm beautiful without my hair. Beauty is in the inside. My hair does not define my beauty or does not define myself.
So, like, when you cried, like, I know obvious reasons, like, we're attached to our hair, but what was it for you, like, that you were so scared of?
I think my main fear was that I'm afraid to look different. And to go in public and to be one of, like, the very few girls with short hair. And that I'm afraid that I'm not going to be confident. And I was just super nervous for that. Like, not loving your appearance is something that I've dealt with before, and I didn't want to go back there. Like, it causes you so much pain, and I just didn't want to feel that emotion again. And I also didn't want to, like, lie and be like, oh, I love my hair and this and that, when in the inside I'm, like, really, really sad about it. But I didn't experience that at all, and I'm super blessed. I'm super thankful for that I actually enjoyed my haircut, and it taught me, like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to stand out. Like, love your hair, love yourself. Like, it really taught me that, and I'm super, super happy.
The first time I saw your hair, and it was one of the things I noticed about you, and you pulled that haircut off so well. Like, it looks beautiful. So what differences and what similarities would you say that you and Tess have?
I think similarities is we both come from really big families, and that Tess is also a big sister, and I'm a big sister as well. And differences, I think Tess is just exposed to a lot at such a young age, and I think, like, that's the difference between us. I wasn't exposed to a lot being Tess's age, being so young. Also wasn't going through a lot. I was interpreting Disney princesses and stuff like that. I wasn't finding out my sexuality or dealing with anxiety or dealing with any of these other things that she was dealing with. So that's definitely the similarities and differences.
So, actually, something really interesting about you, you're public school, correct?
I am in public school. I am.
So that's so, like, different and weird because a lot of, like, you see, like, child actors, a lot of time they're homeschooled or, you have on-set teachers. So how is that, like, not just balancing schoolwork, but, being a public figure in a public school? Do you get recognized? How is it socially for you?
It's honestly amazing. I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I'm in a program where, like, I could leave because I'm on set 24/7. So I could leave and come back and it would be perfectly fine. Like, I still have classes, and it's amazing. I still have classes with people my age. It's great. And it's honestly the same. Like, I don't feel like a public figure when I'm at school. I'm not like this celebrity or whatever. And they treat me like I'm Eris. They treat me like how they're supposed to treat me. So,
Yeah.
great.
So you don't ever have, like, kids ever recognize you or, like, talk to you like, oh, you're the girl from that show?
Sometimes. Mostly parents recognize me. Because that is, like, some kids recognize me from, like, Casey Undercover or, like, some show, like Disney shows. But
so this show, it's a hit show, and it was renewed for its 5th season, correct?
yes,
You guys were gonna film that this summer?
Yeah, so we were going to start in July.
Oh, okay. So it got canceled or postponed for obvious
Right.
reasons. So tell me, when you first heard about this whole pandemic thing, first we saw Washington and then like New York, and then, it surely came to California. So
Right.
when quarantine first began, like what were your thoughts, like your feelings on that?
When quarantine first began, like my initial thoughts was like,
Hmm.
I hate this. Like, I want to go out. I want to see my friends. And then I just started complaining so much. Like, I had such a negative mindset. I was complaining about, like, the smallest things. Like, I want to go to the beach. And I want to go to Six Flags. And I want to have a summer.
Six Flags, that's where I was trying to go.
Yes, I don't want a quarantine birthday. I was
Hmm.
complaining so much. I for sure had a negative mindset in, like, the beginning stages of the pandemic.
So like I know this whole like pandemic quarantine, it's like drove a lot of people to kind of panic. A lot of people are
Yeah.
feeling very hopeless during this time, like the world's ending. It feels like the zombie apocalypse. So like what
Yes.
advice would you give to someone like, who's dealing with their mental health or their emotional health declining during this time? What are like tips you can give them to stay positive during this time?
Right. I think I'm still really trying to uncover this answer for myself, but really change the perspective and look at it through a different light. Really try to find things that make you happy, that make you really enjoy this pandemic. You can be focusing on yourself right now, focusing on your career, focusing on your future, focusing on your goals. If you made New Year's resolutions, is it time to start on that right now? And like things that could really bring you to that positive state and make you forget about everything, because the good thing about this pandemic, like the good thing that it's been doing to me, is that everything that I've been procrastinating about in the past, I'm starting to get done,
Yeah.
and I'm super proud of that. And I think it's also just, I feel like everyone is every man for themselves right now. And I think if we really come together and start to help each other, like my neighbors, she is in the elderly, and I probably bought her some tissue and made sure that she was okay, because you don't know, like you do not know what people are going through, and just giving a helping hand could really, it could change someone's life.
Hmm.
Like, I talk to my friends every single day. And that helps me, and I look forward to that. And I can still check in with you mentally. Not everyone is great, like you said, and
Yeah.
checking in with family and friends and asking them where you are mentally, where you, like, how are you trying to stay stable right now. Helping each other out, communicating is really key right now.
And like as far as like, the real life outside world, have you left your house? Like we've been in quarantine for what, like 3 months now? Have you gone out?
Years, yeah. So I went to the grocery store one time, and
Same. Too.
that was the best time, like, I think I've had in my whole life. Like, just going to the grocery store brought me so much joy.
But what about this whole mask thing? What do you think about this? Like because I know I can't stand it.
Oh, I can't breathe in it. It's
Yeah,
really
you cannot
hard to
breathe.
breathe in those things.
I
Yes.
recently went to the grocery store for the first time, and
Oh,
you
how
said
was that?
like you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it so much.
So that's funny how two people can have like different perspectives because for me, when I went out, my brother said I looked traumatized. When I came back in the house, I was like, this world is weird. Like it was just so odd. I was like, what is going on?
Well, like you said, it's just two different perspectives.
Yeah.
But to actually go out my home is
Mhm.
like was amazing for me. It was it was like an experience that I'll never forget, and I can't believe I'm saying this right now.
I know. So I have one last question for you. What are Eris's like, dreams and goals for the future? Like what does Eris see in her dream life in the future?
Okay. I think in my dream life, or let's just say in the future, because I
Mhm.
feel like I can accomplish this in my real life. I want to I want to be a successful actress and like movie producer.
Mhm.
And I want to start that now, and I want in the future for me to just get better and better and better and better. And I'm really trying, like my dream, like this year my goal was to be in a feature film. So that's been like one of my goals, and I've been really trying to work hard on that, and
Yeah.
also telling my agents like this is what I want and stuff like that. So just knocking down my goals one by one, because I believe, like, okay, what you want to do in your future life, you can do right now.
Yeah.
Or you can prepare yourself for that experience. I'm doing that right now.
So we're going to wrap that up here. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. Like, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here.
And shout out your socials too.
Oh, okay. So I'm Eris Baker on Instagram. That's like my main social media right now.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.